Hey, okay, so this is a video that has been in the making for a very long time, and I keep looking for the perfect time to do it, and right now just feels right. So yeah. So how do I start? Many times in life things happen, and great things happen, bad things happen, and a lot of times we're left with the question, why do things happen, and why did it happen to me, and what was the point, what was I supposed to get out of this, what was I supposed to learn, blah blah blah. And a lot of times it's questions that we're never going to get the answer to, and you have to just come to terms with it. And like I said, for almost 5 years, guys, almost, I've been hesitant to share my story, and it's finally come the time that it's time to share. And the reason I'm sharing this story is to shed light on this situation. I want to put a voice to this issue that a lot of women are ashamed of for whatever reason, whether you feel guilty, whether you feel like it's your fault, whether you're embarrassed, because there's a lot of judgment around it. But it's time that I share my story because it's been 5 years, and I'm finally realizing what the point of this was. And the point is for me to share and to put a voice, like I said, to all these women. Us women go through a lot of things, whether it be issues with infertility, whether it be miscarrying, whether it be having stillbirths, or struggling with your baby in a NICU and watching your baby fight for their life. And I don't know why there's such a stigma that we don't talk about it. We don't share it as if we're the only ones. And like I said, it's time. It's time that I share my story. And here it goes. So, as many of you know, Junior and I have 4 children. And the first 2 were totally normal pregnancies, no issues, perfect pregnancies, okay? Then in 2015, so our first 2 are 2008 and 2011, okay? In 2015, Junior and I got pregnant, and at around 9 weeks or so, we went for a sonogram and there was no heartbeat. So I miscarried that pregnancy. No known cause. And as we know, it just happens for no reason a lot of times. Okay. So after that, we continued to try to have another baby. And guys, it took us 2 years. 2 years to conceive again. No scientific reason why. After having babies before, we just could not get pregnant again. Finally, we got the good news. We were pregnant again. So I believe this was towards the end of 2016. Totally normal pregnancy. We were so happy. Everything was perfect. Till one horrific night. And just so one horrific night. Let's just leave it at that. On July 23rd, 2017, and I just want to say this is very difficult for me to talk about it, and it's been 5 years. But I can finally formulate it into a story without breaking down. July 23rd, 2017, I literally woke up to a pool of blood. No warning signs, no pain, no complications during the pregnancy. I had actually been to the doctor that day for a sonogram, and everything was perfect. So I woke up in those conditions. We went to the hospital where I worked, to my labor and delivery unit with my friends and my coworkers. And they put the baby on the monitor, and I knew what I was hearing. It was a very faint heartbeat, so low that we couldn't decipher whether it was the baby's or mine. And an emergency C-section was called. I was 7 months pregnant. I vividly remember the baby was born within a minute. And as I look to the side of me, as I'm laying on the table, I can see them, the nurses, my friends, working on my baby. Full-blown CPR. And all I kept screaming was, my baby, my baby. Guys, it was the scene of a horror movie. It is the worst pain you could ever experience. Yeah. Needless to say, our baby did not make it. Her name is Juliana, and she is our angel baby. And for whatever reason, my whole life, I always prayed, God, put me through any trial, but don't ever let me have to bury a child of mine. And that's exactly what we had to do. Bury our child. The pain, the anger, the grief, it's like nothing anyone can ever experience. There's no comparison. You're confused. You're pissed. You don't understand why. As a woman, you feel like you failed, because even if they tell you it was nothing you did, at the end of the day, it was your body, and you feel that you failed your baby. You feel like you failed your spouse. You feel like you failed your family. Having to tell our children that there wasn't a baby coming home. Having to tell your children that their baby sister was gone. The sister that they had waited for. The sister that they had felt move. There's no greater pain. There's no greater pain. And like I said, as a nurse in that unit, in labor and delivery, I had experienced this firsthand with my patients. I held their hand through it. I talked to them about it. Never in a million years did I think it would be me. So all that happened, and for 5 years, guys, she will be turning 5 in July 23rd. For 5 years, I've questioned why. Like, something has to come out of this. And while I was still working, I was able to now help my patients in a different way. I was able to say, listen, I've been there. I've been in that same bed where you are. I know what you're feeling. But now I finally found purpose. And I want to give a voice to these women. You're not alone. You are not alone. It happens to many of us. And it's not our fault. And I'm sorry you might never find a reason or an answer as to why. But I hope that one day you find purpose in it. And yeah, it's been very difficult. Yes, we were able to have 2 rainbow babies after that, but it never takes the pain away. No one ever substitutes your baby, and she's always a part of us. She's always in my heart. And I've decided to, in memory of my daughter, start a brand called In My Heart, because Juliana will always be in my heart. And it is a brand to help women who have experienced these type of tragedies. It is to remind them of how amazing and strong they are. They are not alone. You are a survivor. You are strong. You are an angel mom. You are a NICU mom. You are an IVF mom. You have struggled with your own thing. You're not alone. You will get through this. And these tragedies don't define us. These tragedies make us. They make us the women we are. They make us the mothers we are. They give us the strength that we need. And through the pain comes beauty. A beauty of hope. A beauty of faith and trust. And surrendering. Stop being in control of what's not in your control. And I'm just so happy that I've been able to find the light in this. Because as I help other women, it brings me healing. It brings me peace. And it keeps my daughter's memory alive within me and with everyone around me. I'm so glad that I finally decided to share this. It's been weighing on my heart, and I knew this day would come. And yes, it took me 5 years, but the day is here. My family and I are who we are today because of that. Because of that darkness we went through, because of that confusion we went through. It just sheds a new light on everything and a new perspective on everything. So yeah, I needed to share this with you, and I needed to share her name. My baby Juliana will always be in our hearts. She will always be in my heart. And I'm thankful, as crazy as it sounds, I'm thankful for that experience, because it has made me the woman and the mother that I am. It helped me in my career. It showed me a strength in me that I never thought possible. And I have been put through the hardest thing in my life, and I made it through. And I want every woman out there who is struggling with anything right now to know that there are better days ahead. Just pray, wait, and trust. Your happiness is around the corner. It's not your fault. And there is a whole group of women out here who have lived through it and will support you every single way. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned, because In My Heart will be launching very soon. And if you know any women out there who are experiencing any of this, share the video with them. And again, just know you're not alone. And we are amazing, regardless of our trials and tribulations. And yeah. Thank you so much for listening.